The disrespect came early, loud, and relentless, and it followed Dakota into every cage she stepped inside. Rivals spoke as if her unbeaten record were an illusion, as if she had never felt real power, never been tested by someone willing to drag her into deep water and drown her there. They promised surprises, promised pain, promised to expose her. What they never seemed to understand was that every word aimed at diminishing her only sharpened her focus. Each slight added fuel, each boast became an invitation. Dakota did not respond with noise. She responded with violence shaped by discipline, timing, and an almost cruel calm that made her opponents realize too late that they had awakened something far more dangerous than they expected. Her clash with Sumiko Inaba, the self-styled lady samurai, felt like the perfect storm of chaos and confidence colliding with precision and control. Inaba entered the cage with a reputation built on relentless forward pressure, a fighter who thrived on disorder and pain, someone who believed that walking through fire was enough to break anyone standing across from her. She carried herself as if Dakota had never seen real aggression, as if this would be the night the myth unraveled. But the moment the fight began, the tone shifted. Dakota established control instantly, landing with intent and forcing Inaba to absorb shots that landed clean and heavy. The clinch, where many hoped Dakota might struggle, became her playground. Knees dug into the body, elbows sliced through defenses, and every exchange drained more confidence from Inaba while Dakota grew looser, more comfortable, almost enjoying the grind. Round after round, the pattern repeated. Inaba's toughness kept her standing, but it could not slow the systematic dismantling taking place. Dakota's physicality at flyweight was overwhelming, her ability to choose the right weapon at the right moment a reminder that chaos alone does not win fights. Even when the finish refused to come, the dominance was undeniable. Inaba endured, but endurance alone could not rewrite the story unfolding. When the final bell rang, there was no doubt who owned the cage. Dakota walked away not frustrated but satisfied, having proven that even the wildest pressure wilted against her composure. That performance only set the stage for greater tests. In Paris, against Swedish submission specialist Cornelia Holm, questions followed Dakota into the arena. Holm's experience and grappling pedigree were supposed to expose a weakness, especially in the later rounds. From the opening exchanges, Dakota answered those doubts with calm efficiency. She denied takedowns, punished attempts to grapple with brutal knees, and showed that her wrestling defense was not a vulnerability but a weapon. When the moment came, she flipped the script entirely, taking Holm down and threatening submissions of her own, a message that she was not just surviving these positions but mastering them. As the fight wore on, Dakota's confidence only grew. In the final round, she looked like a fighter stepping into a climax written for her alone. Crisp combinations landed, Holm crumbled, and the finish came in spectacular fashion, a sequence that felt cinematic in its inevitability. It was not just a victory, but a declaration that Dakota could dominate in every phase of the fight, even against those who claimed superiority in her supposed weak areas. With each win, the comparisons grew louder. Some spoke of legends, others whispered about futures that seemed inevitable. Yet skepticism lingered, especially outside the UFC spotlight. That doubt made the showdown with former UFC title challenger Taila Santos monumental. Santos arrived with experience, accolades, and a chip on her shoulder, eager to prove that Dakota's rise was sheltered, untested by true elite competition. The build-up crackled with tension, egos colliding, youth versus experience framed as the ultimate proving ground. When the cage door closed, Dakota looked entirely at home. She moved with freedom, danced into exchanges, and unleashed her trademark front kicks with ruthless accuracy. Santos tried to impose her grappling, but Dakota's strength and balance shut down every attempt. On the feet, the difference was stark. Counters landed hard, knees ripped through the body, and the pressure mounted until Santos was visibly breaking. In the closing moments of the round, Dakota unleashed a storm that left no room for debate. The referee stepped in, and with that, Dakota stood crowned Britain's first female MMA world champion, celebrating not just a win, but the shattering of another narrative built against her. Earlier chapters of her ascent told similar stories. Against Catherine Coroinis, an undefeated prospect fueled by bravado and promises of crushed dreams, Dakota remained unfazed. From the opening exchanges, she punished every mistake, mixing kicks, punches, and clinch work with surgical cruelty. When the opening appeared, she took it without hesitation, detonating a right hand that ended the contest violently and memorably. It was a reminder that confidence without substance is a dangerous thing to carry into Dakota's world. In the PFL Europe tournament, Malin Hermansen attempted to mock and mirror Dakota, dismissing her aura and questioning her invincibility. Inside the cage, the response was swift and educational. Dakota tore through her defenses, showcased evolving grappling, and secured a rear naked choke, adding another layer to her growing legend. Each fight revealed a new dimension, another answer to critics who kept insisting there must be something she could not do. Valentina Scatizzi learned the same lesson in Dublin. Attempting to intimidate and overpower Dakota, she walked forward into a storm of precision. Knees, punches, and relentless pressure turned bravado into desperation. The damage mounted, the referee intervened, and Dakota danced with her belt, unapologetic and dominant. Every act of disrespect seemed to end the same way, with Dakota standing tall and her opponent left to reckon with the consequences. By the time Dakota entered the PFL American season, the division understood the warning signs, even if some chose to ignore them. Against Chelsea Hackett and later Jenna Bishop, the outcomes were brutal and definitive. Dakota's timing, her ability to target the body, her instinct to finish when opportunity appeared, all combined into performances that sent ripples of fear through the flyweight ranks. She was no longer just winning. She was imposing her will, silencing doubters with every strike. Dakota Duka's journey is not just a collection of victories. It is a story of composure under fire, of skill meeting confidence, of a fighter who turns disrespect into motivation and pressure into art. Each opponent who promised her downfall instead became another chapter in a narrative defined by dominance, growth, and an unshakable belief in her own evolution. Now it is your turn to weigh in. Which of Dakota's finishes left the biggest impression on you? And which opponent do you believe truly pushed her to the edge? Do you think she is ready to conquer the very top of women's MMA? Or is there an even greater test still waiting? Drop your thoughts below, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the stories that shape combat sports.